Fauni is one of the most popular and intelligent artists the SoundCloud underground has seen, with hits on top of hits stacking up over the years. His influence is undeniable, with Fauni and his Splur Gang associates UnoTheActivist and Playboi Carti kickstarting an entire era of Plugg and SoundCloud rappers. So that raises the question, why isn't Fauni on the same level of his peers? What went wrong, and why hasn't Fauni gone mainstream yet? 2016 was a great year for Fauni. It was a great year for the entire SoundCloud scene, specifically Fauni's Splur Gang. To back up what I'm saying, in 2016, Fauni apparently signed a management deal with Quality Control, with Quality Control being one of the most influential labels inside of Atlanta. During his brief stint at Quality Control, Fauni actually dropped one of his biggest songs to date, Wish the Worst. Wish the Worst is viewed as a SoundCloud classic and is talked about to this day, and one of the reasons that it reached the level that it did was because of the Quality Control label push. The Quality Control co-signed certified Fauni further as not only a great rapper, but an Atlanta artist. Unfortunately, due to creative differences, Fauni and Quality Control split ways, but in 2017, Fauni continued to build off of the success that he had seen while briefly signed to the label. This makes you think, what could have happened if Fauni had stayed signed to Quality Control back in 2016? Could he have been at the level of some of the other Quality Control artists? Looking at the Quality Control roster, they're responsible for the success of multiple artists, and one of those artists is Lil Yachty. When the Plugg scene was at its peak, Lil Yachty was one of the faces and forefronts of it. This might be news to some people, but before Yachty blew up and after he blew up really, he was making Plugg music. His unique style of trap mixed with happy-go-lucky pop music pushed him to the forefront of music spotlight, along with the hatred coming from the older generation of rap who absolutely hated Lil Yachty and his red dreads. One artist who showed Yachty early support was Fauni. Fauni's apparent signing to Quality Control brought the two artists closer. They didn't have any collabs up to that point, but it was clear that they were at least still cordial and were still cool on the side. All of that eventually got thrown out of the window. In order to understand why things began to downfall between the two, we had to understand the shooter. A little bit before Yachty blew up, Fauni supposedly messed around with a girl from Atlanta. According to Yachty and Fauni, the girl set him up and he got his chain snatched by another prominent figure in the Atlantic music scene, Slime Cito. Cito actually denied that Fauni got set up, and he took credit for catching Fauni lacking in a classic case of self-snitching. This ended up pissing Fauni off even more because not only did he get set up, but his chain got snatched and it was getting flexed by Cito on Instagram. Oddly enough, Lil Yachty posted a picture on Instagram of Fauni's chain after he claimed he didn't have anything to do with Fauni getting jugged. This confused Fauni even more and made him believe Yachty had something to do with it. This directly leads to the incident where Yachty gets shot at.
Me at QC and each other in my life, me and Coach K shot at us.
Apparently, after one of Yachty's shows, Fauni followed him and his entourage and let off shots at his car. Fauni later called Yachty afterwards, was confirmed in his mind that Fauni was the one who did the shooting.
Because he called me like after they shot and started laughing, like he was a joker or something. I don't know, it was weird.
Quality Control was out for blood and they wanted retaliation immediately. In Fauni's No Jumper interview, he claims that members of Yachty's label Quality Control ran into his manager's condo and attempted to rob him as a result of the shooting. He also has some choice words for the co-founder of Quality Control, Coach K, who was very influential in the music scene, and we're gonna deep dive into that later.
It's the CEO QC who I had real smoke with.
Oh, okay.
Coach K.
In 2017, Fauni came to Yachty's hotel during South by Southwest, where Yachty was performing that year. Yachty had a monster of a year, and Fauni just wanted to congratulate him for his successes and maybe squash the beef. But of course, his team wasn't having that, and that was understandable because, you know, he did kind of shoot at him. Fauni claims that his team was mean-mugging him the entire time he was there, and he noticed that they were getting closer and closer, and eventually Fauni tried to go up to Yachty and a fight broke out.
More QC shirts. I'm like, got deep out the blue.
A video is recorded of Fauni getting jumped and manhandled, and after the fight, Fauni of course took it to Twitter and the two went back and forth. Yachty explained his side, saying of course they jump him as, you know, Fauni shot at him and Fauni accused him of getting him set up. This again comes back full circle, as Fauni still believed Yachty had a part in his chain getting snatched. In his mind, the picture that he took with the chain was a confirmation, but Yachty profusely denied this. The two ended up settling the beef and they dropped some music to announce the settling of their beef, but it left a sour taste in Coach K's mouth and lit an even bigger hatred.
QC, who I had real smoke with.
Oh, okay.
Coach K.
Quality Control and Coach K are massively influential and have popped out some of the rap game's biggest stars to date. That influence in question comes with power, and that power was used to block Fauni from signing to Capitol Records allegedly. In 2018, Fauni planned on signing with Capitol Records, building off of his successes over the previous years. When Coach K heard about this, he almost lost his damn mind. There was no way that he was gonna let someone that shot at his superstar get a record deal. Around this time, Fauni and Carti had picked sides in the Bloody Dior and UnoTheActivist beef, which I'm not gonna get into, but Fauni picked Uno's side as Uno had been more loyal to Fauni over the years. Carti already had begun to separate himself from Fauni and Splur Gang and drifted more towards ASAP Mob and Ian Connor. Carti unofficially picked his side in the Fader video of how Yachty met Playboi Carti. This video was created a week after their incident and it told Fauni how it was pretty much. Around this time, D Savage and Carti were actually cool, which is kinda weird, I know. But D Savage told Carti to pull up on him and called Fauni a suburb citizen. Fauni in response went looking for D Savage and actually confronted Tyler the Creator, making an iconic video where he yelled at him.
Man, yo man, hey Tyler, tell D Savage cut that out. Exactly, slap the.
Coach K was fed up with Fauni's antics of the beef, stacked along with the past of Fauni not staying with Quality Control and the shooting. When he heard that Capitol Records was interested, he put his foot down, and Fauni called out Coach K on an Instagram post for blackballing him and also telling Capitol Records to not sign him. Being blackballed can stunt the growth of any artist, so I understand how this could have slowed or stopped Fauni's success. Regardless though, Fauni might not be as big as other artists or mainstream, but his fan base is strong and supportive. For example, Female Doggy. Female Doggy is the GOAT, if you didn't know, and is one of the Fauni fans who have been with him throughout the mud. Fauni is doing good numbers to this day and is one of the living proofs that you don't have to sign to a label to obtain success. I'm not hating on Fauni, so please don't be on my behind in the comments. Let me know down below what other artists you'd like to see me cover, and I can make more of these, like why they aren't mainstream videos. Just let me know down below, and yeah, have a nice day.
I don't need pills, I don't need drugs, I don't need wine. I need this hoe, I need this one to hit my line, yeah. I need your love, I need your brain, I need your time. No, it's too much, I need your love, I know she's mine.